رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today we're going to go through letters Dha, Ain, Ra, and Fa, inshallah. The letter Dha, it should come from the between the touching of top incisors. So in the last session or in the earlier sessions, we saw the letter Dha, which comes from by catching the tip of the tongue between the top and the bottom incisors. However, this letter it comes from the tongue touching only the top incisors, so not the top and the bottom. So we don't catch the tip of the tongue between the top and the bottom incisors. If you see this tongue is slightly lifted up and you can see the underneath part of the tongue, the under part of the tongue indicates that it's raised up. So I'm going to crop my mouth open slightly and I'm going to raise up my tongue and allow the tip of the tongue to touch the outside part of my top incisor. So I'm just touching the outside part of my top two incisors. So I'm saying the thu. I must crop my mouth open about this much in order for the tongue to have some movement. If I keep it closed, or if I keep my tongue inside like you see in this image, I will not be able to say this letter correctly. I must take the letter out and I must touch the top two incisors, the end or the top, the outside part of them. Okay, so I'm touching the tip of my tongue to the top incisors, but the outside part, which is indicated by the arrow. My tongue should not be raised up. I should not curl it, and I should not start touching the outside part of the teeth. So a lot of people curl it and start sticking it to the top incisors. It's basically um touching the two teeth, not curling them over. The letter Ein is a bit of a difficult one, so I'm going to go through it step by step. So the letter Ein, it is doing a lot more exercise. So I would say get a tongue dispenser, as you can see on my screen. And where the arrow is indicated, just start pressing your tongue down from this area so that you could place it at the lower jaw area. Now, I want to place my tongue behind my lower incisors, so the where you can start to feel not the palate, but like the soft palate. Okay, soft palate, not the hard one, the soft one. And you start to feel the soft, and I'm going to say the light ein, which is I'm going to keep the letter ein light, and I'm going to go through the vowel ah, so the ah sound, ah, 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 and I'm touching the just below my teeth. There is that area like a gum line. There's the area that's below your bottom incisors in the lower jaw area. Okay, lower jaw. If you take it right down, you start to feel this soft part. I want you to place your tongue there, and I want you to say ah e ah ah e ah e ah e. For the o, you must touch this vein here or with the tip of the tongue. So not this area with the tip of the tongue. Touch this vein that's really located under your tongue. You got to push the tongue slightly back, get the tip and touch this area and say oh, oh. The oh sound has to be deeper. With the ah and e sound, I can bring my tongue slightly up and just touch that gum, that palate in between my incisors and between this area. So that bottom part of my teeth, that gum area, I will just place my tongue there for the ah, e, e. And for the o, I'm going to be touching this vein here. And that's something that you need to do is stop pressing either with a spoon. If your fingers are clean, just grab your finger, index finger or middle finger, and push this area of the tongue down so it can start to touch this lower area. You're not going to be able to do this if your tongue is not used to being pushed down. Ah, e or and keep it light. Don't say as I've just done. So you could do that initially for training. So when I'm pushing it down, it will sound like That's not the letter for ain. It's e or. It's lighter, but try and get the exercise for your tongue done. So once you have that position of the tongue, which is pushed down to the lower jaw area, you say e o. I'm really pushing down on the tongue. We've already looked at this image for the ha, and I did say that it is a sound we make when we gargle. And I mentioned that we will come back to the letter which sounds like a g sound, and this is the letter g, which comes from the further or the closer, sorry, part of my throat. So the top part of my throat comes the letter ha and the letter ra. So we are doing now go, 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 go. And you can hear the heaviness of go. So pretend or imagine that you're gargling in the morning. And it's when you start to do the motion, go, 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 go. That should help you emanate the letter go. Now I'm going to go to the letter fa or fair. Fa is too heavy, fair, fair. Keep it nice and light. You place the top incisors on the inside portion of your lower lips and you say fa 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 fa. You're not going to put it's slightly inside and add fa fa fa. It's not right inside of your lip, but it's the inside portion, not the outside. So don't curl your lips in and start to place your tongue here. So I don't want you to place it here. So sometimes people may think the lower lips when you are saying it is this or it's really inside and keep the teeth inside. No, you are touching the outside part of your tooth, but it's more closer to the inside than the outside. So fa, fi, fu. Just as you can see here in the image, fa, 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 fi, fu. I'm touching with my teeth. Fa, 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 fi, fu. And inshallah, we'll go through the writing of those four letters that we have done. So if we go through thaw, the letter thaw, inshallah, is very similar to what we saw last time. So we said, right, we're going to loop it here, take it across. I'm going to bring the line here and then draw a dot. So again, I'm going to take it around, make this lovely shape here, bring a line down, and then draw a dot at the top. And that's my letter thaw. For the other letter that we were doing, if you remember, is thaw. Thaw and thaw, very similar. The difference is thaw has a dot. Now we're going to do two other similar letters, which are ain, a, and go, go, go. A, ro. Ain, I always say it's a bit like a crab at the beginning, and then do that. So number one, number two, number three, and then number four. So start with this fancy shape here, and then I take it here. Now with the ra, I'm going to do the same, and then I'm going to put a dot on top. And I'll do the same with the other two. And that is your letters a and ra. A, lighter, and ra, the heavy sound. The last letter we're going to do now is your letter fa. Now, here we have number one, so I'm going to make a little circle. I'm going to make a circle and bring it round where number two is. A boat, like we did last time, bring it up for number four, and then number five is the dot. So I'll make a little circle. Made a circle, I take it all the way down and across, and then back up, and then I do a dot. So slower, number one, number two, number three, number four, and then a dot. So nice and easy. Keep practicing these letters, and inshallah, I will see you next lesson. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.